Does Wike think he has a political future in the grand scheme of things? After everything with Simfubara, and just being the FCT minister and all the Kasala he don't boss waiting for FCT. Just so much drama wherever he goes. Does he really think he has a political future? I don't think so, do you? Well, it looks like, President Trump has done so much in terms of making sure that Nigeria stays frustrated with regards to the insecurity that is going on according to U.S. national security. For now, they're saying that Nigeria is a country of particular concern, and there are so many restrictions that are pertaining to that. So Tinubu has reshuffled his security system, made sure that everybody is on a level playing field in terms of tribe and culture. So we'll see how everything plays out with that. Well, Governor Ademola Adeleke is now in Accord Party. Is this going to increase or reduce his chance of becoming the governor within the next 4 years? What about Doris Ogala and Pastor Chris? There's so much drama concerning those two. Pastor Chris is married. I suggest she moves on. What do y'all think about her moving on? Does she move on? Doesn't she? Aliko Dangote is pissed. He is pissed off. He's really angry at how various agencies are trying to frustrate him and the work he's doing with the refinery. He is pissed off. So, how's he handling it? Well, he's calling people out. Engineer Farouk, the former MD of the NMDRA, is now he has now resigned because there are so many allegations concerning him. So what about Mercy Johnson? Did she do it? Did she not do it? In terms of whatever happened with the husband's mistress, did it happen? Did it not happen? Well, Mercy Johnson understands PR. We're gonna talk about all that more on Efua Speaks. Does Wike think that he still has a leg to stand up in Nigerian politics? Is he still talking about PDP and the law going through why they should have and should have not done a convention? Is he still having a conversation? Okay, so if you're going into PDP politics, which state? Is it River State? You don't have a state to stand on because Simfubara is now the person in charge of APC in River State. And he is in charge of all the party infrastructure. He's in charge of everything. So you don't have a leg to stand on, Yinsum Wike. You're talking about, oh, the law said this, they're not supposed to have the convention, so there's no basis for me being suspended from PDP. And there are the allegations that President Tinubu and party chieftains don't even want you in APC because of the carnage you left behind when you destroyed PDP for your own political gain. Look, politics, there are no personal friends, there are only personal interests. And you destroyed your party for personal gain. You built the party while you were governor of River State, built the structures and everything, and destroyed it because you were not picked for presidency. Now that was a big one. And I don't think APC wants someone as volatile as yourself. Now, if you join, what are you going to join as? Are they going to put you as a senator? I doubt it. And you are at the mercy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now. You have to do well in FCT as the FCT minister. You are a member of staff in the Federal Executive Council from being an executive governor of your own state. So you just gonna have to deal with what you're gonna have to deal with. Your political future is over. And people are saying, and I think people asked me in my last post, why did you say that Fubara betrayed Wike? The reason why I said Fubara betrayed Wike is because Wike was the one that brought Fubara as governor. Let's call a spade a spade. He was the one that brought him in. Yes, he was crude. Yes, he was just rough around the edges, having all this sense of entitlement, just wanting Fubara to be a stooge, like he not having a mind of his own. You know, that was pretty much why Fubara fought against him and then ultimately betrayed him. And yes, it was for political survival. People are like, how did he betray him? He did. Because Wike brought him in. So that's why I said that, And did he do the right thing? I thought that Simfubara was weak. But when he did that reverse Uno card, I was like, you're a more savvy politician than I gave you credit for. So, Wike, I don't know what's next. I think you should just count all the money that you've gathered through your political career. You have the hotel, Wike Hotel in um, Port Harcourt in River State. You have a couple of grocery stores. You have some business interests in different places. Just become a businessman and just be a political advisor or what have you. Because in terms of politics, for now, I think you should take a back seat. So, President Donald J. Trump is attempting to secure the borders of America and has issued visa restrictions on many countries. Some have been extreme restrictions and some have been partial restrictions. Nigeria has been on a partial restriction simply because of the insecurity, and then Nigeria placed as a country of particular concern due to the advent of Boko Haram, ISWAP, banditry, kidnapping, and different levels of insecurities happening all over the country. It is alleged that about 30% of the Nigerian state has been taken over by non-state actors. That is what it's alleging. That is what sources are saying. That is very concerning. And what the American government is saying is it just makes it more difficult to be able to screen candidates for visas. In addition to that, it says that the return rate for B1, B2 visas is about 5.56%, and the return rate for student visa is about 11.56%. So there are people that they go in as visitors and they don't come back. Some people go in as students and don't come back. So in terms of trying to reduce that, and in order to reduce that, the country has to create an enabling environment for the youth to thrive so that they don't just keep trying to leave the country for a better life. So this is a big issue, and we have to get a handle on our insecurity. President Tinubu, you remember what happened during Goodluck Jonathan's regime when he was frustrated in terms of the kidnapping of the Chibok girls and the insecurity that was going on based on Boko Haram, and he was trying to get weapons. The US government did not give him weapons. He had to get mercenaries. And when he got in mercenaries, they almost got everybody, but some other interests told the mercenaries to leave because of personal interests. And now we're outrun by these non-state actors that are causing mayhem all across the nation. We're just getting news everywhere. Media blitz that one kidnapping or the other, one kind of unaliving or the other going on around the country. This is why the United States is saying that due to the security concern in Nigeria, there's a partial visa ban. And this is affecting the entire nation. Of the opinion that it may or may not affect the politicians because a lot of their children are dual citizens, you know, and which it may or may not affect them. However, there are some people being exposed to allegedly be funding terrorism. You know, this Malami. that is the former Minister of Justice, is he has so many accusations against him as a funder of terrorism. And it was rumored that he was while he was in office. I remember. And then, you now have Buratai, who was the chief of defense staff. He retired and then became an ambassador to Benin Republic. I don't know how the heck that happened. And then you now have the Minister of State for Defense, the current Minister of State for Defense, Matawale, who is alleged to be a funder of terrorism as well. So these are some of the concerns that the United States government has. We have to get a handle on it. It was even alleged that AES, they're trying to get a handle of terrorism in their countries too. And when they capture some of these people, they give names of Nigerian politicians. This is very concerning. It's very, very concerning. And now the president had approval by the Senate to go into Benin Republic to quell a coup. Why can't we manage our own national security issues? These are some of the many reasons why President Trump has said visa restrict. He might have other interests. President Trump, he may have other reasons why he's issuing this partial suspension. He might have other personal reasons, which we can talk about in another video, or you can have conversations with me offline on. But for now, from the looks of things, he has a valid reason because of the insecurity. What are your thoughts on this? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do not use military as a, a platform for tokenism. Don't do it. I understand there was an attempted coup against you and you need your loyalists around you. That is very understandable, sir. But there is a time and a place for it. There is a time and a place for it. As you're working with the defense chiefs, just identify those you can gravitate to, pull them close to yourself, and see if you can test loyalty with the current structures that are in play. But if you try to put in your structures, there's going to be disloyalty in the army. You're going to have people in top ranks who are not even qualified and end up coming in and putting our lives at risk. We're over 200 million of us. We cannot be gambled with, okay? So the fact that you just overturned that promotion of Colonel Nuruddin Yusuf, you overturned it because you were going to make him brigadier general, and the retired military said, hey, he's only been colonel for a year. In order to be brigadier general, you need to go to the NDA, you need to take some courses, you need to meet some certain requirements in order for you to become a brigadier general. Those kind of systems have been in place for decades. Let them stay in place. Let the people in the army know that they have a rank and file. Yes, there are some politics into play, but it shouldn't just be blatant like that on the highest level of office. You need to be seen to be neutral, sir. And I am so glad you listened. You listened to the retired generals as they told you the impact of the decision that you would make. Mr. President, your role as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is a powerful and sensitive position, and it should be dealt with in a very delicate manner, because you don't want your military to be disgruntled. You don't want them looking at you and not wanting to get in the front lines for you and for your cause. So I'm glad you listened. It's going to set a precedent, and I just hope you're able to quell it as you serve your 8 years. I still remain to say that you're going to serve your 8 years. So please just continue to listen to your defense chiefs, and let's take it from there. Alhaji Aliko Dangote is pissed. He is so over it. He said, if you're gonna get in the midst of my business, I'm gonna get all up in yours. So Mr. Farouk, with the MD of the national, I think is it the Nigerian upstream and downstream service agency, he was like, just trying to frustrate his efforts in running his refinery. I don't know if you remember when Alaji had initially started his refinery. The guy was saying that the quality of PMS was not up to global standards. And then Alaji came and actually did a press conference in a lab showing the quality of his PMS, just showing that it is up to global standards. That was one of many, many situations that Alhaji Dangote was going through. Remember when he issued a press release and actually spoke in a press conference talking about that a lot of these civil servants and government officials have refineries in Malta where they take our crude to refine and bring back and sell at a very exorbitant price. So Alhaji is pissed. He said, if you want to bring me down, I will bring you down first. He issued a press statement, put all the stuff in the daily saying that Mr. Farouk sends four of his kids to Switzerland and has paid the tuition of about $4 million a year. Are you kidding me? There are so many good quality private schools in Nigeria that you can go to for a fraction of that price. A quarter of a tenth of a fraction of that price. Well, that's where we find ourselves. And based on what is going on, I'm hearing and I'm seeing that Mr. Farouk has resigned. But it shouldn't stop there. The ICPC needs to investigate him and find out if these allegations are true. Then they need to try him to court and sentence him for corruption and treason. Because if you're getting in the way of what will help national development, I feel is treason. Because, the refineries don't work no way. People have been sabotaging the refinery for decades, and now the refineries are outdated. If you're going to try to get that refinery working, Elijah said it one time, it's like trying to refurbish a 1957 Honda. So it's going to take a lot to refurbish an old-fashioned refinery that so much technology has come in. Even AI has come into play in the refinery world. So how are they going to do that? And Alhaji Dangote has further reduced the price of PMS, that it's gone down to about $6.99 per liter. And then they're selling it now, I think for about 730, about 740 in MRS. So cars are going to be lining up at MRS trying to buy fuel. People don't care about all the politics going on behind the scenes in the downstream sector. People are trying to figure out how to get cheaper fuel so that they can run their businesses, so that they can stay at home with light. So people don't care about that. So, Mr. Farouk, if you don't get your stuff together, if you don't get your stuff together, things are going to keep getting bad for you. And ICPC, I implore you guys to investigate this. I implore you guys, because Alaji is the 1% of the 1% that is investigating corruption in the oil sector. Could you imagine when y'all start taking taxes from us? And then there's no accountability as a result of not paying taxes or the taxes that we receive. There is going to be a lot to pay if you're taking our taxes and there are no roads, no hospitals, no schools, no development. Oh, there's going to be a problem. So it's starting now, and I hope that the government manages this right now before you start collecting taxes from the citizens. So I hope they investigate this quickly. Doris Ogala is bringing the house down. She's saying, Pastor Chris Okafor, since I'm of bad character and you don't want to marry me, Abby, I'm gonna bring everything down. And she's saying this based on, her experience with Pastor Chris. And she's saying that Pastor Chris has used her to try to seduce Prophet X to come to Nigeria so that they can quote unquote unalive him, as Professor X had said. He said he got a tip on the other side in South Africa that they wanted him gone because he was exposing a lot of their misdeeds, allegedly. So she and Professor X showed a video of her showing all these dollar bills that she's going to give him $200,000. They want to give him all this money so that he can stop talking about them. They should just lay off of them, you know. And he said he was saying that he wanted to come, and he was, just, playing to her tune because he wanted to come and be part of the stint operation. He wanted to do a stint operation and be able to expose them even further. That's what he was saying. What Doris Ogala was saying, that she successfully seduced Prophet X, and she was luring him to Nigeria. And as a reward for her work, she was gonna get 45 million naira and a car. They had discussed it on a three-way call. Pastor Chris, however, said, "Give me the 45 million and I'll give it to her." And after they got off the call, she asked him, "Hey, why did you collect the money?" He was like, "No, I'm protecting you from from Pastor Jeremiah, because he tends to impregnate women that are from my church." So that was interesting that she said that. And as you know, VDM used that as a hook and said he gonna get him. So, he said, okay, but he never gave her the money. He just kept giving her, piecemeal, 1 million here, 2 million there, 3 million here, until it was about 10 million, and then he stopped. So that was based on some of the conversations that I heard from her herself. And so she's trying to bring everybody down. Like, look, this whole church thing is a racket. That's pretty much what she's saying. And I guess my question to the now wife of Pastor Chris, is this somebody you want to stay married to? Because in every rumor, there's a kernel of truth. And surprisingly so, he got engaged to you and then in a few days he married you. Isn't that suspicious? So that you don't go nowhere? And say, hey, let me quickly marry this woman so that she doesn't go nowhere. Because the more she hears, the more she's going to run. So, I don't know. It's quite, you know, Prophet X is saying one thing, Doris Ogala is saying another thing, and it's just based on what she's saying. Pastor Chris has used her to do a lot of nefarious activities, you know, as quote unquote being his girlfriend. And now he's married somebody else. Look, let it go. Let it go. Just move on. He broke your heart. He married somebody else. Just move on and let it go. Now, all the other stuff, all those skeletons in that closet, if you want to be the one the Lord uses to open it all up for all of us to see, fine. But I'm thinking, let somebody else deal with that drama and you go and heal and come back out and be a new creature. Mercy Johnson is in the midst of an issue based on what people are saying. We don't know whether it's true. What they're saying is that her husband had a side piece. He impregnated her, and upon impregnating her, he bought her a house. When he bought her a house, she needed a house help. So Mercy Johnson got wind of it and sent her a house help. So she just was getting a lot of intel and everything. And then before the side chick knew it, she lost the baby. She went to the hospital, and the hospital said, well, something washed the baby off. You took something that took the baby out. And she said, I didn't take nothing to take the baby out. Oh, yes, you did. And then all of a sudden, there's an allegation that the house help gave her something to wash out her baby. Now, it's now allegedly leading back to Mercy Johnson that she was the one who told the house help to give the side chick something to get rid of the baby. But you see, Mercy Johnson, she understands the PR machine in Nigeria. She is quiet. She said, I did it. I didn't do it. But if I did, you know what I mean? I don't know. Did I do it? Did I not do it? I don't know. She has kept us in mystery because what she's doing, she's just moving on with her life. She's posting her kids, she's posting her husband, she's posting her life. She's just like, why are these people saying this stuff about me? Is it true? Is it not true? I don't know. What y'all think? I think she understands social media. She is one of the few celebrities that understands social media like a science. She knows that all visibility is good visibility. If y'all want to think that about me, cool. If you think I did it, cool. If you don't think I did it, cool. If you're on the fence, cool. Anything goes. But let's keep smiling to the bank, y'all. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm trying to build a new channel. Please be a darling. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell notification so that we can grow together. I have grown with so many big channels right now, and it just feels good that I'm a part of the inception of that channel and how far it's grown. So why don't you join me? Let's be a part of this journey. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell notification, and you'll get more videos from me. Let's get on this journey together.